Alright guys, so we're checking out the Cetus Pro FPV kit here from BETAFPV. I did a video on the original Cetus FPV kit, I think it was about a month ago. So this one here, I think it's all the same, except the drone's a little bit bigger and it is brushless instead of brushed. So for those of you that had concerns about brushed motors, this should address that, and I'm pretty sure everything else is the same, but it's got the, the same parts and everything, just the drone's different. You got your case and your goggles and your controller, and that's everything you need to get started, as well as your charger and your battery. So let's open this up and see what's inside. And yep, it has the same case as before, and it looks like it's got all the same stuff. You got your goggles here, you got your controller, the light radio 2, and you have your batteries and charger here, and you've got the drone right there. So again, here's the goggles, and don't see any difference between this one and the original Cetus. Here's the controller. It has this gimbal protector on here. Take that off. You can see it's got the same controller as before as well. Same switches. Here's a look at the drone itself. And yeah, they just larger propellers. So it's 40mm propellers. It's a little bit bigger. Same style in terms of the plastic, and the design and everything looks the same. And the motors are 1102 18,000 kV. And it should have all the same features with altitude hold and position hold as well as before. Obviously this is the flight controller on this is for brushless motors and not brush motors. And here's the rest of the stuff. The charger for the batteries, USB-C and USB-C cable, and the batteries plug in on this side over here. You get two of these 450 milliamp hour BT 2.0 batteries. This is the head strap for the goggles, and you have a spare set of props, as well as a prop removal tool. So you get a quick start guide, which gets you started, and then you have a full manual as well. Okay, so just looking quickly at the quick start guide, so there's a normal mode, a sport mode, and a manual mode, and that's going to be controlled on this switch here. So if you're looking at the controller, it's going to be the top left switch, or the switch on the left that's closest to you. That's the 3-position switch here. I think all the way down is normal, middle is sport, and up is manual. So manual is like acro mode, sport mode is like angle mode, and then normal mode is like it has the position hold and altitude hold. You have arm switch is the left bottom one over here, the 1-position or the 2-position switch here. This 3-position switch here on the right, or on your right, is going to be for the speed or the rates. So all the way down is going to be low, then you have medium and high. So basically if you're advancing in your skill, you're going to want to go from low to medium to high to go faster. And then this bottom right switch is for changing your video transmitter channel. So I'm just going to try to do a quick hover here. It didn't charge anything, so hopefully this got some battery in some of this. Alright, so I'm going to turn on the controller first. Hold down the power button. 3 tones. And then you get a blue light here. Go ahead and plug in the drone. Got some flashing blue lights here on the bottom of the drone. It should be booting up. And then what you want to do is put it on a table. Something flat is going to initialize. And then once it's initialized, you get a solid blue light like this. And it should be connected to the drone already out of the box, because it's a ready to fly kit. And you have a solid blue light, means it's all bound up. And then you go ahead and turn on the goggles, just slide the switch over, and I'll turn that on. And then you're going to have to press this search button, this S button right here. Press that down, and then it'll search through all the channels. You hear a beep, and then you should have an image here. As you can see, the image of the drone looking at the camera. It looks like it's all working. Alright, it's gonna do a quick little hover here, and then we'll take it out somewhere to fly it. Okay, so arm it. Alright. and take off. There we go. Rates are very low. Pretty controllable. That should be, see that, let me bring it down a little bit here. There's a fan going in here as well as the AC, so it is moving around a little bit. Alright, let's put it right over the table here. It is drifting around a bit. Probably because this table is a very light color. So I'm noticing that the drone is drifting to my left a little bit, and it might be that the controller is giving input out of the box. It means it probably needs to be a little bit calibrated, so let me look that up real quick. Okay, so just refer to the manual here. It's on page 34, and it gives you some instructions on how to calibrate the sticks. So you basically press the setup button, which will cause the transmitter to go into calibration mode. The LED will turn red, and you can go ahead and calibrate your sticks, basically just moving them around slowly, basically to all the different positions. And then at the end, then you just press the setup button again, and it should be calibrated. So that should take care of that problem. I think though that part of the drifting is because the table here is just like a very light color. So it's not seeing clearly with like demarcations of like where it should maintain its position, because it should just, you know, maintain position and maintain the altitude hover, the distance from the table, and also its position. It shouldn't be drifting around. Okay, so go ahead and I'll take this out somewhere, and I think probably like a parking garage somewhere that doesn't have a lot of wind, and we'll fly it around and see how it does. Alright, so I'm going to just arm in high mode or fast mode, manual mode. So this is pretty much, it feels like acro. Let's see if I can do a flip here. Oh yeah, interesting rates, not super high. Low volume, I don't know what that means. Low battery voltage? Oh, low voltage. Okay, so let me put another battery in. Yeah, it feels pretty similar to Betaflight. It's not quite the same. Oh, windy out there. Now the wind is starting to pick up in here as well. Probably not the greatest for windy conditions outside, but you can fly this one outside. It's got a lot more power. Ooh. All right, let me see how this flies in. I'm going to try this in sport mode. So no position hold, no altitude hold looks like. It's just like angle mode. And I'm not sure what was going on before. I think the altitude hold wasn't working right. Possible that the wind was having an effect on it. Yeah, there's angle mode, so you can't do flips on this mode here. Let me just flip this back into. Oh, so I'm in manual mode now. See what happens when I put it into normal mode. All right, I'm just gonna fly it around here in normal mode. Yeah, I think the wind is affecting the altitude hold for sure. It's definitely going all over the place. So I would recommend that only indoors, not outdoors. And let's bring it out in. There we go. All right, so yeah, it flies pretty decent, a lot more power, faster than the brushed version, obviously a lot bigger, so could work better in outdoor situations, but I wouldn't use the normal mode, the one with altitude hold. Outside, I think the wind affects the way it manages its altitude. Position hold seems to work just fine. But yes, this is probably better for those of you who want to fly more aggressively, a little more power. The brushless motor is obviously going to last a lot longer than brush motors, and you'll be able to fly a lot faster. So if you're one of those types, go for this one instead of the brushed version. You think you'll probably find a little more enjoyment in this one. Okay, that's going to do it for this video. Talk to you guys in the next one.